Okay, so this is the planner that I'm going to be using for this year. I use the ProClick binding system because then I can just, these open up and I can add or take things away as I need. This is my planner. This is like my timeline. And this is probably what I'm going to use the most, at least in the beginning, to help me remember what I'm going to do when. I have it color-coded because that helps my brain just see it really quickly. And I don't know if you can tell, but I even have some things slightly different colored because, for example, my son who's going into second grade, he'll need less time on his language arts than my daughter who was seventh grade. And her load is going to be a lot heavier. I break them down into 15-minute intervals. I keep saying intervals, increments or intervals. I apparently want to mix those words. And I don't always stick with this immediately, but I have a tendency to just really beat a dead horse or stay on something way longer than I need to. So this helps me to realize it's time to move on. And so I actually set an alarm on my phone in the beginning of the year to be like, it's time to do this, it's time to do that. And it helps me just to keep moving forward. On the back of this, and I have it laminated, I have some scriptures. I have some growth mindset key phrases that I'd really like to remember. I have some more scriptures about cleaning and keeping records and studies. I have a prayer list. And then I have some love and logic one-liners. And my goal is to read through this and this every morning. That really should only take about 5 minutes. And that'll help keep these fresh in my mind so that I have them accessible to my brain. I have a daily checklist for my older 2 kids. And I have it broken down on how long their chores and their school should take. I did overestimate on some of this so that if it takes less time, they're excited. They also will have a laminated copy of this so that if they wanted to with a dry erase marker, they can erase that. See, there's my son. And this is what I actually start with. And I usually start with it just black and white. And what I'll do is I will just take their curriculum and I will write how many lessons it has in the book, how many days a week I plan on doing it, how many minutes each lesson will take, and then how many weeks it'll take to finish that. I also have notes on some of them, like, for example, for my son's math, it says to only do it for 25 to 30 minutes, and if the child's not finished, to finish it another day. And so again, that's where something like this will be helpful for me because I tend to want to just finish it, but he has a hard time focusing sometimes. So we do 4-day schooling, and we'll just carry over on the 5th day if they need it, and we'll offer an incentive if they get it done instead, like let's go to the library or the park or have a play date today. And for 1 semester a year, we usually do co-op. So, I have these open to each other on purpose. This is the school year at a glance. I decided this year, we grow most of our own produce, so in the past I've often done more like a year-round schooling, but considering what's been going on the past couple of years, we really amped up what we grew on our little 2-acre property, and we need those summer months off because I need help from the kids. And so we have some more breaks just allotted in there, and a lot of them are in line with what the public schools are doing, and some days I work, so I have things on here. And then I haven't filled this out, but this is where I add my year at a glance. So we're going to start with this science unit, and I'll go through and just add the very big pictures of what's going on in this month. So I could add birthdays or holidays as well, things that I need to keep in mind, but more detailed than this, but not quite as structured as this. So I will take those 2 informations and then I'll have it on here. So what's my focus for this month? What are my goals? What am I working on? What materials do I need, like for my science or anything like that? Is there any books I need to gather? Here's something for each of my children, and then notes and then events that we have planned. And I can take that at the end of the month and review it. What went well? What didn't go well? What were all the events we did? Things I want to remember. Books read, and I'll add like a plus or a minus if we liked the book or hated the book. Was there any curriculum that was completed? What's in progress? Is there something that I need to gather for next month? My final impressions. And then these checklists are probably going to be the most important for me to help me to remember to review my curriculum progress, which is this, I'll go over in a moment. My daily checklists, which are these, which I'll also go over in a moment. The big picture, which was this one I just had over here. Oh, that one. Helps if I use the tabs I put in here, these sticky tabs. And then prepare next month's at a glance, which I like that these open to each other, because when I'm going through this, then I can just have the next one here ready to plan. I also have how many days we went to the park, the library, play dates, and who we saw. So this just kind of also helps me with when I'm really doubting myself or I'm feeling like I'm not doing a good job. These things really take 2 minutes to do, and they can really help with your mental health, because teaching is hard. It's hard. So I'll go over this, and then there's next month's already planned, and then, you know, I can add more, or if I find I need to tweak these, again, I can just open this up and add or take away as I need. So these are our kind of habit tracker daily checklist. So we have some things like making their bed, brushing their teeth, as well as the individual things they need to do for their school. This also could count for attendance, and we can give points. You know, we don't have enough money to just give our kids an allowance, but we can give them points for things like this, where they can use for candy that we'll buy for them, or baking cookies, or TV time, video game time, maybe a special trip out, you know, that kind of thing. So they will have points on the bottom, and they can use those as they see fit. And then this is a curriculum progress sheet. So basically, I just wrote or circled how many lessons were in that curriculum. And when I do the once a month review, I'm just going to highlight, you know, just say we're to this lesson. I'll just highlight that so that I can see as I move along. And some of these I have 2, and that's just because we didn't finish that one all the way. There was just 10 lessons left, and so that helps us to track all of those. And I have even the different science units on there, and some of these, they have longer, so if you wanted to add a book that you're going through or whatever, that's what you've got. So this is my planner. I made most of it just on Excel, and I am not going to plan every single day, but if I do kind of a little bit like this and that I can quick reference it, then I'm more likely to use it. So I hope this is helpful. Bye.